guys. It is time for our word on the weekends. So, I have a couple of verses that I'm going to share with you. But in the beginning of January, you all know the drill from when you were small to when you're now older, however old you are, whatever kinds of family that you have or family dynamic that you have, you've all gotten used to the fact of the routine. New Year's resolutions. It's a new year. It's a new you. That's why all of these retail stores come out with fitness things. They come out with exercise things. Everybody wants to lose weight. Everybody wants to be that America's Next Top Model. Everybody wants to eat better. You want to get healthy. You want to do things better. Everybody's going to be better. And that is great. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I'm knocking this, but I just think it's humorous because everybody knows, you know it as well as I do. 6 months down the road, you're going to look at that huge long list you made of New Year's resolutions. And yes, this hair is driving me nuts. It's like the cowlick that never goes away. You're going to look at that huge list and you're going to be like, wow, yeah, right. I'm not doing that or that or that. And it just, you start the new year and you start all over again. So I want to encourage you today to stop the endless cycle of saying things that we really won't commit to, even though it is great to have those kinds of goals for yourself, for your health, for whatever it is that you came up with for your New Year's resolution. I want to challenge you today to really focus, and I know that I talked about this last week as well, but this goes a little bit deeper into what we were talking about, and really focus on God's plan and purpose for your life, and let that be your resolution. Let that be what you focus on, because if you really focus on God's plan and purpose for your life, all the other stuff will come into play. All of that will fall into place. It really will. You will start finding yourself being inspired to be a new you, to be a better you, to better your body, to better your mind, to better your health, to better everything else, just because you are really focusing on what God has for you. And so the first, I'm going to share a few verses, but I think there's like 7 of them in here that I wanted to share. The first one is from Psalm 16:11. You will show me the way of life, granting me the joy of your presence and the pleasures of living with you forever. Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you future and a hope. Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Jesus Christ so that we can do the good things he planned for us long ago. Ephesians 3:20. Now all glory to God, who is able through his mighty power at work within us to accomplish infinitely more than we might ask or think. Philippians 2:13. For God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what pleases him. Romans 8:28. I have this tattooed on my arm. We know that God works for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. John 10:10. The thief's purpose is to steal and kill and destroy, but my purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying life. Now, there are so many more scriptures to go along with this topic. I knew you before you were in your mother's womb. I have made you perfect. All of these different kinds of scriptures you can look up, and they will give you tons of them showing you that God, number one, has a purpose for you, and number two, wants you to achieve that purpose and gives you power within yourself through him to achieve that purpose. He wants you to make it. He's rooting for you. You know what I mean? He doesn't put a plan and desires in your heart and talents that you have, abilities. He doesn't give you all of these things for no reason. It's not by chance that he put all of these things in you. It's not by chance that he put goals and wants and desires into your heart, into your mind, and things that you want to do. They're there for a reason. So I just want to challenge you to notice those things about yourself. What are you good at? Why are you good at it? What can you use it for? What can it be used for? Don't just let it sit on the shelf. Use it. Don't let it just be collecting dust on the shelf. Actually use those things. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Any little thing, things you enjoy, things you love, things that you do that can help other people, whether it's something that you might view as silly, like a hobby or something like that, or whether, like YouTube, for instance. I do these to help someone. That's what I do it for. There's desires and abilities inside of me that I want to use to help someone else. And that is what we need to focus on. God has a plan for you. You're not just somebody, one person in a sea of billions of people that doesn't matter, that doesn't make a difference. Everything you do from day to day makes a difference. There is a purpose for your life. He created you for a reason. He placed things inside of you to be used, not to be wasted. And I think that sometimes we forget about that because we just lump ourselves in and generalize all of that with the sea of other people. We are just an American. We are just, I am just a Caucasian American female who had a mother, a wife, and we don't really dig deep and say, who am I as an individual? Not as putting myself in a group of people, but who am I as an individual? What has He placed in me? What things has He created me to do? What has He created me for? And so the two questions that I want to focus on, and when this new year comes, is who am I and what am I here for? Who am I? What things have you placed inside of me? What do I want? What do I need? What are my dreams? What are my goals? What do I feel that you have put inside of me that I can use for someone else? That's what I want to know. So who am I and what am I here for? Why are those goals here? Why are those abilities here? Why are these hobbies that I love to do? Why are they here? What can I use them for? Whether it's something simple, if I learn to quilt, which I say that because it's something I've always wanted to know. Okay, I'll use this for an example. I have started trying to learn how to play the guitar because that's something I've always wanted to do. And this year I'm setting a goal for myself. No holds barred, Ashley. You're not holding your own self back. You're going to just let it go. If you want to do something, then try it. Why not? Why hold yourself back? Just do the things that you feel you want to do. That's exactly what we're talking about, right? So I want to learn to play the guitar. So yesterday, my husband bought a guitar to learn for himself and never learned. I think he's picked it up like twice since he bought it, and it's been months and months just sitting in the closet. I picked that baby up. I pulled it down from the closet, and I started trying to play it. Okay. Today is the second day. My fingers are blistered. The struggle is real. It's hard to get your fingers calloused so you can hold those notes down. Those frets and then strings they're brutal to your fingers. But anyway, this is my second day and I have learned my second song. So I learned a song yesterday and a song today. I'm picking it up easily, but I never knew. I never would have known if I wouldn't have tried. And so these are the things I'm talking about. I want to quilt. I've always wanted to quilt. If I learned how to quilt, you're saying, how can that be used for the kingdom of God? How can I use that for God? Okay, but I have a YouTube channel. So if I quilt, then I can share some of that with you guys. You might enjoy it. It might bring a smile to someone's face. Maybe you don't do YouTube. Maybe you could start a quilting club and you and some friends could get together and that could open up doors so you can minister to people and talk to them and help them through life struggles and encourage each other and build each other up. These are the things I'm talking about. The simplest little thing, the simplest hobby, the simplest desire, the simplest ability that God has placed inside of you, you can use it for something else. So don't knock it. Don't think that it's insignificant. Don't belittle the things that He has given you. There's a reason you have these desires, a reason you have these wants, a reason you have these goals and dreams in your life. You can achieve those things. Those things are not unachievable. You don't have to lump yourself in with the masses and just count yourself out for all of the things that He has for you. And I think that is our biggest mistake, is that we just completely act like we're nothing. We belittle the things that God has given us, and we are too hard on ourselves. I'm myself's worst critic. I am my biggest critic. I'm hard on myself. I'm rough on myself. With my Fold With Me Fridays, I shared with you guys the struggles that I have had with self-esteem and issues, and that is the truth. It is the truth. I have always dealt with these kinds of things, and God has to deal with me with that kind of thing. So I just want to encourage you today to think about things. Write it down if you have to. Make a list. What are things I'm good at? What are things I love to do? What are dreams that I have had for so long that I have just assumed are never going to happen for me? What are those things? What are small goals that I have viewed as silly or insignificant but really could make a difference, even the smallest way, that I just haven't given myself credit for? I haven't really focused on how this could help somebody else because I thought it was just something silly that I like to do. How can I use that? How can I use my talents, my abilities, my dreams, and my goals for somebody else? How can I make these happen? How can I take a chance and step off the ledge and just go for it this year? What are the things that I can do to just go for it? Don't ask any questions. Don't second guess yourself like I always do. I know that so many of us do it, but just go for it. Take a leap of faith and say, you know what? I'm going to go for it this year. I'm going to do this. Things that maybe you wouldn't have thought of or given too much thought, you kind of dismissed it as, well, that's never going to happen. No, I want you to think of those things. And all of these things that you have the ability to do, but maybe you just haven't noticed that that's a big deal. You know, my dad talks about it all the time in church. You know, the person that cleans up, nobody thinks to themselves, well, I am such a big minister in the church because I clean the church every single week. That's a big deal. Think of all of the people that wouldn't go to your church if you didn't clean it. Do you want to go to a nasty church? No. Do you want to go to a church where the bathrooms are not clean? No. People wouldn't go there. They wouldn't get ministered to. That's just an example, okay? That's an example of how something that you view as small, you view as you're not that important or you don't have a lot to offer. It is a big thing, okay? So it's like that in everyday life as well. It's like that. If you're a positive person and you don't feel like you have a lot to offer, maybe you have a friend and you don't feel like you offer that much to a friendship. Maybe you don't have a lot of money and you can't buy each other things, or you don't have this or you don't have that, and you feel like you don't offer a lot. If you're a joyous person and you're full of joy, that's offering so much encouragement to that person. You can offer encouragement and joy to all of those that you meet on a regular basis. That's a big thing. That's a lot to offer someone. You're full of joy. Someone might have the worst day in the entire world, and just from you checking out in their checkout line and having that joy, you just shared that with them, it made their entire day better. That can change somebody's life. That one encounter can change someone. And so I just want to encourage you today to really just focus inward, take a look inside yourself. What are some things that I'm overlooking about me? What are things that I can utilize and use to better myself this year? Not some silly resolutions list that we're never going to accomplish. Not some high expectation thing like we talked about in the last word of the week. Word on the weekends, when we talked about how you feel like you have to live up to cultural standards or society standards. Not that kind of a list, but what are things that are inside of me that I'm overlooking and that I can put to better use this year? How can I be a better me? So who am I and what am I doing here? I want those to be questions that we ask ourselves and that we try to answer this year. And so I'm on the journey just like the rest of you. So I've picked up a guitar. That's my first step. I'm looking inside of myself at other things that I'm just going to go for, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to say, okay, God, I'm willing to try. Here's this. How can you use it? I'm going to try it. Now you use it. I'm the vessel. You pour into me and I'll pour it out however you want. And so that's what I want to encourage you to do as well. As always, I am here for you. I am praying for you. I pray for each and every one of you who watches my channel on a regular basis. And I pray for everyone who accidentally stumbles across these videos and is like, what's this? And just happens to click on it. I pray for you as well, whether you hit that subscribe button or whether you don't, whether you comment or whether I never hear from you, I'm still praying for you. So I will leave my email in the description box below. I know I'm terrible at that, you guys. If you guys are looking for my email or my contact information and I forget to do it, please don't hesitate to comment. It doesn't bother me for you to say something. I will link it if you want it. And feel free to email me, feel free to Instagram message me, and just let me know what's going on with you. Let me know if this helped you. Let me know if it inspired you. Let me know if it encouraged you. Let me know some things that you want to know about. Maybe you want me to talk about something in these videos. Just let me know down below. I am always here, you guys. I am always praying for you, and I'm here to talk if you need me. So I appreciate you watching this video. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.